Welcome back to Live for Love TV. Today's the 18th day of the 12th month of the 22nd year inside the 21st century. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Well, I thought on my last video I had said all I had to say about the World Cup, but this is a positive channel, it's not a negative channel. So we try to balance out everything that goes on. And today I watched a World Cup final that was the best, basically, World Cup final that I've ever seen in my time of being alive. Now that's amazing when you consider, and I'm not talking, the final itself was great, but the whole competition seemed to be quite good. And if you remember the press that Qatar, who held the World Cup, got prior to the World Cup, they were getting slammed, all kind of negative, and this was all coming from the West. And most of us bought into it and thought, well, the Qatar is a Muslim country. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't sing a song. Just go back and look at this World Cup. Anybody who's into football, look at this World Cup and put it up against any World Cup you've seen in recent history. The support for the players was absolutely amazing throughout the tournament. I think I don't know about the officials and the VAR and all that. I'm not talking about that, but it was put on really well by the people in Qatar. Have to be honest, and they ended up by having the best final, which today was between Argentina and France, France are the World Cup holders, were the World Cup holders. The best I've ever seen, blow for blow, blow for blow. It was really an exciting a World Cup final. It was so exciting that we saw something that we'll probably never ever see again. We saw a player score a hat trick in a World Cup final and still end up on the losing side. Now I don't know if that's ever happened before. I don't think there's any way that could have happened before, and chances of it happening again in our in the near future, I think is almost impossible. Unbelievable. You score a hat trick, you actually end up with the most goals for the whole World Cup, and you still end up on the losing side. But then again, if the opposition has what people believe is the GOAT, the greatest player of all time, in their team, then there's a chance anything can happen. It's a great, great final. I enjoyed it. I'm not really. I'm a sports. I love sports. I love sports. So many different sports I really enjoy. I love watching it. I'm not really a football supporter. If a football supporter is somebody who puts his money in to going to watch a game to support his team, to buying the hats, the whistles, and all the badges, then I'm not a football supporter. Ever since when I was young, when I did support a team, that was before I knew myself, and I was, following everybody else. Everybody had to have a team. Now I just support the game. I don't actually support any particular team. So I was a neutral in this game. I could sit back and watch the game for its pure skill and ability, and it was a great game of football. That's why I've come back to talk about it. I want people to hear my positive side on the World Cup. It was a great game of football, a great tournament, and can you believe it? That a Muslim country, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm neutral, I'm not Muslim, a Muslim country has held the greatest World Cup in living memory. How are they going to get over this? Take care. Live for Love TV.